Yo, welcome everybody back to the Plug Talk Sports podcast. It's been a crazy 2025 and 2026 so far, honestly, because I say this because before we head into the first topic, obviously, Miami Hurricanes are in the national championship. My Patriots, finally, after being trashed for 5 years and rebuilding with a new head coach and a new offensive coordinator, we finally win our first ever our technically the playoff game. Drake May gets his first playoff game win. So yeah, we usually have we have one of our guys on the way. So don't worry, it's not gonna just be me. But I'm your favorite anyways, so that doesn't matter. Um, our boy Daniel, he's under the weather right now, so we send him his regards. His regards. Hope he gets better and he'll be back possibly in the next show. We won't have a show next week due to the national championship between Miami and Indiana, which we're going to get to right now. Again, I hope everybody is having a great 2026. I hope you're all meeting your goals. If whatever your goals you have, hope you achieve them this year. And so let's get started. We're going to get into the Indiana versus Miami national championship in Miami, January 19th at the Hard Rock. Man, me as a Canes fan, bro, you guys don't understand how much this means to me, bro. Like when the clock hit zero and our score was 31-27 and Miami beat Ole Miss, I dropped to my knees and I started bawling my eyes out because of how emotional I was seeing my team after all these years of just absolute mediocrity and just trash, and what happened with our lowest point with Manny Diaz and losing to Middle Tennessee and FIU and everybody else, and how this team has been going through so much at the moment. I was just taken away with too much emotion. Too much emotion. But that's okay. We're all human. But into the matchup itself, I've been. I think the spread right now for let me just check for you, just so I don't say anything incorrect. The spread for the game is, yeah, I think it's Indiana's favored by. I'll tell you. Sorry for not having this. I don't know why this is ready. What's the money line? I think it was like 7.5 last time I checked. 8.5. Oh wow! So they have a Indiana favored minus 8.5. Um, they think the Canes are gonna lose at home by more than a touchdown, which is really shocking. I don't know. Maybe they have something that we don't know. Maybe those numbers are inflated because of the outcome of the Oregon game. Um, I don't think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a tighter game than people think. I don't know. I'm gonna be rooting for my Hurricanes no matter what, if I'm gonna be honest. But I am not shaking out. I'm not downplaying Indiana whatsoever. Mendoza is a baller, bro. They got Roman Hemby. They got Sherrod, a wide receiver. They got that guy Becker, if I'm correct. They O line is pretty good. So they're a really good overall team. They have a lot of like 23, 24-year-olds that can really hit. They can really play, and they're grown men. So they're not playing against no 19-year-olds. So I'm I'm a bit worried, but we've had some news come out today that Messidor is on practicing. Abon Moan is good. OJ Frederic is good. Damari Brown, the starting corner, has been declared day to day, and I think everybody else is expected to be fine. If we can get Damari Brown back and he plays, I think he would be a great return, bro. Because if you guys didn't watch that Ole Miss game, Xavier Lucas was charged with a targeting call, and now he'll be out for the first half of the national championship, which means we'll be down a DB, a starting DB, by the way. But with Damari Brown back, he can take over that role, and that way we wouldn't lose a step. And now, my thoughts on this whole thing: people are making it out. This is just me. People are making it out to seem that Miami just has no chance against Indiana. Now, that might be the case for some people, but I think Miami does have a chance. First, it's in Miami. Ruben Bain and the whole team is gonna go crazy at the Rock. Like, let's be honest, they're gonna be extra motivated, especially with Mario Cristobal and Alex Mirabal at the helm. I don't think they're gonna. I think they're gonna be super motivated to win this for the whole city. And I think that the atmosphere is gonna be rocking, bro. I'm not even kidding. I think that thing is gonna be absolutely packed to the brim. The noise, everything is. They're gonna make it really tough on Indiana to communicate on every single down and possession. I am not even kidding. I have a feeling that's what it's gonna be like. The reason I say it because I feel like the Miami Hurricanes have a better O line and a better D line than Indiana does. I think Indiana doesn't have a better running back room than we do. I think our receivers are better, but just thing is that at the quarterback position, it's the most important position, and Mendoza is really good. I think he's significantly better than the Carson Beck. But obviously, that's not all that matters because last year with Ohio State, I mean, they had a what's his name, Will Howard. Like he really didn't, and he didn't really do anything that game. He was just like the biggest no name ever, and he ended up winning the championship. Notre Dame ended up coming a little bit back and trying to make a run, but Jeremiah Smith just shut him up. But I think with this offensive line for Miami, I think they could really bully that defensive line for Indiana, and Mark Fletcher and Gerard Pringle, and even the guy just resurgence of Marty Brown coming back in. Bro, that guy has been a monster for this team, bro. Oh my god. I didn't know. I thought they were gonna put in Jordan Lyle, but he ended up not playing the Ole Miss game because there's rumors of him entering the transfer portal. So I hate to see Jordan Lyle go if that is the case in the news I've been getting, but it's just he was injured this year and he didn't get enough playing time. And then when he did play, it just wasn't the same. He didn't have that burst and that speed anymore. And maybe he was a little bit indecisive and he got into it in his in the bad mental state. So, and Mark Fletcher will be returning next year, by the way. So anybody that doesn't know, I think Miami is going to do exactly what they've been doing: is try to play as organized as possible, run the ball with Mark Fletcher, and control the pace of the game. This Malachi Tony is going to be a factor because people say like, okay, let me start by this also saying I know I'm going all over the place. Usually we have like two more guys talking and having their own piece, so I'm able to like grasp all my thoughts. So bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Oregon was able to score 22 points on Indiana this past weekend, and they literally played absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. That is the worst game I've ever seen Oregon play in my life. And if that team was able to score 22 and one of the out of the 56 points I think they scored for Indiana scored, it was the first play of the game and ended up being a pick six. Sure, like you can also say in the fact for Miami when they played Ole Miss, they dropped literally four potentially intercepted passes. Uh, Miami, okay, let me put this into perspective. Also, Miami was up 17-10 against Ole Miss. They got the ball back with like 4 minutes left in the second quarter. Miami has a chance. Miami has a chance if they got aggressive for some reason. If they got aggressive, they would go up potentially. If they get a touchdown, 24-10 to end the first half. Miami gets the ball back to start the second half. And if they were able to score again, they would have been up by 3 touchdowns. Wait, yeah, they would be up by 3 tutties to start the second half. And everybody, and then by then that would be basically the game. Everybody would say, "Oh, Miami just blew out Ole Miss," and that's it. Then I think the spread would be way closer than it actually is. Remember, they dropped like I don't know how many intercepted passes. I don't think that's going to happen to Miami again. I don't think it's going to happen. I would be shocked if it happened. That being the case, what ended up happening for some unknown reason, Miami ends up just trying to run the clock out, gives Ole Miss the opportunity to go down the field and potentially score, which they did, but they scored a field goal, making it 17-3, 17-13, and not 24, and not just ended at 24-10. I don't know what that was, but Mario Cristobal, if you're listening to this, or if you ever listen to this, or somebody clip it, please, if you have the chance in the national championship to run the score up, run the damn score up. Do not kneel. Do not try to run the clock out. Just score as much as physically possible. Run if you can score 100 points. If you have a chance to do it, run the shit up. Excuse my French, but like you cannot do this in this game. Indiana is too well coached. They're a great team overall in every aspect. You cannot risk not running the score up if you have the opportunity. You cannot. Mendoza, I think this is going to be a really good challenge for him just because of the fact Mesidor and Bain and Lightfoot are going to be coming after him the whole game. And him being a pocket passer, yes, he does escape at times and he could extend plays. But I think this pass rush is the number one in the country. You got potentially 2 first-round picks at edge rusher and our D-line, technically, whichever one you want to put him at. I think it's going to be a real struggle for him. If you can make him uncomfortable, which I don't know how much time, though, he'll have to throw, because I don't think they've faced a defensive line like ours up to this point. And Miami, up to this point, has basically been, like, counted out. Everybody thought they were going to lose in front of 100,000 people at Kyle Field against Texas A&M. They won. Everybody thought they were going to lose against the reigning champions at Ohio State. They won. Everyone thought because of the number one offense in the country, Trinidad Chambliss and Wallace and everybody, and Pete Golding as the head coach and Lane Kiffin thing, Cinderella story, and how Miami's offense has not looked that good, and Ole Miss being the SEC and they having some players on defense too, that Miami was not going to win that game, even though it came out being pretty whatever. We already talked about that. I think Miami has been counted out and they've been battle tested this entire time. They now have the benefit of staying at home, not having to travel anywhere. They get to relax and recuperate at home. Indiana has to come to Miami. I know it's a benefit for Mendoza. That's not a problem for him. But for everybody else, they're in enemy territory. And that can happen to you. I think Miami has been on the wall this whole time. And that, I think, gives them an edge over Indiana. Like, just think about this for a second. Miami did not have a first-round bye. Indiana had a first-round bye. Then they had an Alabama team who looked absolutely terrible. Credit to Indiana, though, they made them look terrible. Oregon basically shot themselves in the foot, like, I don't know how many times in that game. Like, you could say if Oregon cut back those mistakes and that pick six does not happen, that game is closer than people think. Like, just do the math. I know you might be saying, I might be like, because I'm a Miami fan, that I'm just going to talk smack about Indiana. I'm just saying, literally, all the fumbles and that pick six, all the mistakes that they made, you could if you just really think that Miami's gonna really do that in this game, then I don't know what to tell you. But I don't think Miami's gonna be fumbling that much. I don't think Miami's gonna. I don't think Carson Beck is gonna be throwing at that many turnovers if that run game is there. If the run game is there, I don't think Carson Beck throws it more than 25 times. If for anybody that's that bets on passing attempts, I don't think he goes over 25, maybe 30, because just knowing how this offense runs, it's the most inconsistent thing in the world. But if any case, I think this game is going to be a battle of the how do we say, the battle of the line, the trenches, my bad, the battle of the trenches. I think Miami has the edge in the trenches, but Indiana though the the advantage in coaching when it comes to IQ and playmaking and the quarterback position. I think anywhere else, it's either a nudge in Miami's favor or just Miami has better talent overall. Now, I think having the better quarterback makes a significant difference than having everything else be well rounded. But Indiana also has 23, 24-year-olds with experience, and that says a lot. I don't know what to expect from this. I don't know what to expect because Shannon Dawson, the offensive coordinator for Miami, has been a little bit flip-floppy this whole season. Sometimes we run the ball, sometimes we don't run the ball when we're supposed to. We throw these checkdowns, bubble screens. Guys trying to look like Mike McDaniel out there, and there's a reason he got fired. I just don't know what I'm going to expect offensively from my team. I know what I'm going to expect defensively, though. I know Ruben Bain and Mesador are going to go after the quarterback like they always do. I know the defense is going to be aggressive, attack the ball holder, and they're going to try to create opportunities for Miami to capitalize. It's just that offense right now is really scaring me. If Miami's defense can really challenge Mendoza and really give him a limited time to make decisions and put the ball in harm's way, then I think Miami has a chance. Again, for everybody that just thinks that Indiana is this juggernaut, I'm not saying that they're not great, but they had a lot of close games this year where it like that game against Penn State. That game should not have been. I know they had James Franklin, but the way that season was going for Penn State, I think Indiana should have rolled them. And then in the Big Ten championship against Ohio State, that game literally came down. Like I think it was by 3 points. I think it was 13-10. I think, and we beat Ohio State. I'm just saying, it's not a realm of possibility. There's not like outside the universe where Miami cannot win this game. I get people are living in the moment where Indiana just blows out Oregon, and everybody just seems like, oh, look at Indiana's blowout against Oregon, and look at Miami's game against Ole Miss, how it came down to a Hail Mary. That, oh my God, look, one is looking way better than the other, and all of a sudden the blowout carries momentum coming into the national championship. I mean, sure, you got positive vibes coming from the blowout. Yeah, sure, it was an easy game for you. But at the same time, you have a Miami team that hasn't won since 2000, and I think it was 2001 against that team that was considered the greatest team ever assembled. Of course, I don't think Indiana's ever won, if I'm correct. But I just think that I don't know. I'm like all conflicted. I don't know what to expect from this game, because if Ruben Bain and Messer can get to Mendoza, this game is completely in the favor of Miami. But if they just can't, and there's no pressure on Mendoza will pick us apart the entire game. the entire game. And I am not afraid of saying it. If my team were to lose, again, please God no. But if we were to lose, I know we lost to the better team, and that's okay. But after everything that the Hurricanes have been through these couple years, I'm glad to see that there has been a momentum. Like, there's a trajectory: 5-7, 7-5, 10-3, and now the first time in program history where we've won 13 games and we're in the national championship game. We were like 70th in defense last year. This year we're top 5. I I really, like, you've already given me so much. The team has already given me so much to look forward to, that winning a national championship would be just dessert. Like, I'm already satisfied with what I ate, but dessert would be nice. Again, I think this game. I'm not gonna give a score. I'll probably give a score for my plug picks episode on Friday at, I would say, 10:30. At 10:30 on Friday, I will be doing my plug picks episode where I go through Hard Rock Bet and I make my picks for the week and all that stuff. So join me if you guys like that stuff. Uh, let's I'm gonna switch over to another topic. Let's go into let's see. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I have either NFL playoffs or I've got the Miami Heat. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Tell me. All right. You know what? Let's do another big one for Miami. Um, Mike McDaniel getting fired from the Dolphins. Uh, it was crazy because I had woken up when the day of, and I didn't know until I checked my phone, and I had like a quadrillion messages from all these group chats, and I was saying, "Oh, he got fired. He got fired." And I'm like, "Who got fired?" I'm like, "What's going on?" And then Mike McDaniel got fired, and I'm like, "Wow, I didn't think they would do that." But hey, they did it because after all, because he just seems so like for sure he was not gonna get fired, and his job security was there. And then I just seeing that notification, I was just like, whoa. But I just think he got fired because of Tua. I think that is the case. Because of Tua's inability to stay healthy and play the quarterback position at a high level, that affected Mike McDaniel's basically his offense and his job, basically maintaining the entire team. Tua trying to hold these meetings and all of a sudden, like, talking crap about his teammates about them not stepping up when he's not the one stepping up. And at the same time, that makes Mike McDaniel look bad because you're like, hey, buddy, you're in charge of these guys. Like, you need to hold them accountable. Like, where's the authority? Where's the authority figure? It's just like a bunch of pre-K kids running around and just fighting and not being organized and just skipping doing their homework. I don't know what was going on with that team. I will say at the like the last couple weeks of that season of this season, Miami Dolphins did go on a little run, ended up falling short and getting eliminated against the Steelers on that game, where the Steelers just basically dismantled them. They just showed what a playoff team and a non-playoff team looks like. And I think at that point, after starting Quinn Ewers, I think Ewers did look pretty good. But now here comes the question, though. Here comes the question. Where does Mike McDaniel go? And does the next guy coming in want Quinn Ewers as the quarterback? That's the question. And plus, if you're going to get rid of Tua, are you going to trade him? You going to let him go? Or are you just going to like buy him out and just pay it as you go? This is going to be great to see. This is going to be cinema in Miami the next couple weeks. What happens, because We got the draft in April, buddy. I'm wearing, look, right here, NFL draft from 2022 jacket. The draft is coming up. You need the GM is, I think, just is getting hired already. I think they got the one from the Packers. I forgot his name. Sorry if I don't have the name right now. But they need to find a head coach quick. That way that they can get the team settled, who he wants and who he doesn't want, and what the team needs desperately. That way they can make trades and acquisitions accordingly, just so that when it comes to the draft, they can try to at least fix some things for this next season. Because I don't think they're going to solve all their problems in the draft this season. I think there's going to be a multiple year thing. I'm going to say 2-3 years, depending on who comes in. I think that's how long they need to fix this. Now, I was telling Brandon on his show last week, I think Miami needs a guy that's like hardcore football guy, not a finesse guy like Mike McDaniel and his offense and just being chill. You need like a Dan Campbell, Mike Vrabel, like guy. You need a highly defensive guy. John Harbaugh is one of the guys. He's not like really like hardball, but get it, hardball. Got you. I don't know if anybody caught that, but I think they need somebody that can train or that can develop a D line and an O line, because the trenches in Miami right now are absolutely terrible. They might need to contact Mario Cristobal and Alex Mirabal at the University of Miami and maybe give these people some pointers, because Miami's going to have weapons. They got Waddle, they got Washington. They might need a couple more because I think Tyreek is not going to stay, and I don't think he's going to be the same. But I think that's what they're going to need to fix first. DBs aside, they need to fix the trenches first. D-line and O-line need to be fixed. You will not have a good season if you don't have a good O-line. That's 1, 2, 3, period. Like, you can have a decent O-line and a couple people go out. You could still at least try to fix it and move people around. But I don't think Miami has that. So I think that's an issue for Miami to see what they're going to do with that situation. If you let's say you keep Quinn Ewers and that O-line is still that bad, then what do you expect from Ewers if you're not giving him any tools to succeed? You could say the same thing for Tua and how the O-line hasn't been there, but Tua's getting paid and wanted to be paid big money. You want to get paid big money, you should be able to carry the team, whatever the situation is. Now, I don't know. I'm just saying, could we possibly see an entire like get rid of everybody and restart? I don't think that's gonna happen. I think what they should keep Chop Robinson, Jordan Brooks, Waddle, Devon Achane. Definitely keep Devon Achane. This is weeks ago. I told Brandon this weeks ago, but everybody listening, just right now, as your phone, go on your phone and tweet. Just go in and tweet. Ask people, message people this question: if you were Devon Achane, why would I stay in the Dolphins if I want to win? Now, if he wanted to get paid and just play, sure, you could stay on the Dolphins. But if I'm a running back that is about to enter his prime and he ends up wanting to win a Super Bowl eventually, he's one of those guys that wants to win a Super Bowl, it's not going to happen in Miami. In any future, within 5-6 years, Miami's not winning a Super Bowl. You can book it and take it to the bank. So if that's the case, why would I risk my prime on a team that is questionable at best, on we don't even know who's going to be the next head coach. Why not just leave? That's one of the scariest things for Miami Dolphins fans. I'm trying to communicate with them every single day is that you guys need to fix the trenches first. If you can get that O line right, I'm not even kidding. I'm really not even kidding. You can fix that O line if you want to do it this coming draft and draft 3-4 offensive linemen, and you want to make the team surrounded and surround the team with talent for Devon Achane to succeed, and then that opens up the pass game. All right, then you can really convince me otherwise. If that's not the case, then if I'm Achane, I'm leaving. Like, I need to see some progression in my team for me to be like, sure, I'll stay here. I'll stay here and play. But I just don't see it happening. And I think Mike McDaniel, after just years of just like just I don't know how to explain this guys. Okay, wait, I got it. For anybody that's been watching this show for a while with me and Daniel and Brandon, and just now Blake, shout out to Blake. I've been saying ever since they got Tyreek, book it and tell me if I'm not wrong. Ever since they got Tyreek, that offense was so one-dimensional with Tua that it's not even funny. If Tua cannot go down the field, literally, he could just whenever he struggled going down the field, all reliable was just all right, deep pass to Tyreek, let him outrun the DB and just chuck it up and leave it up to God. That was literally the only play that they ran consistently that was like a 50-50. But once they noticed that Tua was not able to stay healthy with these concussions here and there, getting hit, not being able to extend plays, it affected the offense for McDaniel. And when Tyreek went out, oh, forget it. When Tyreek went out with his tantrums, or when he was getting doubled because teams were figuring them out. Because if you double Tyreek, or you take away his first option, it was over. It was basically over, and he starts to panic, and then he either throws interception, throws it away, or gets sacked, and it's repeated again. I don't think McDaniel had. I think he had a team. I don't think his offense was bad in a way. I don't think the offense was bad. But I just think the quarterback and the GM, I will say the GM, Chris Greer, was not beneficial to him also being successful. But we saw, I think it was in 2023, that team was able to make it to the playoff, even though they lost in the first round. And what's his name? Skylar Thompson was able to almost beat the Bills in that wild card game. We saw some snippets of it, but it was just not there. And especially with Brian Flores and the whole thing with holding Tua accountable and him bullying him and all that stuff. I think that was a message from like the future Brian Flores telling the Dolphins, hey, this guy has a problem. I would nip it in the bud if I were you. You're going to let me go? That's fine. But I will say, Tua isn't that guy. But, I mean, the Dolphins are going to Dolphin. And, oh, wait, I just got a notification. Nico Collins is being carted off the field and evaluated for a concussion. So the Houston Texans are being down the number one receiver. Let me just give you guys an update on the game right now. Houston Texans lead 7-6 in the fourth quarter with 13 minutes left, and it's looking like I think the Texans are about to kick a field goal right now, but that's okay. Let's head into let's see, what's the next topic? NFL. Okay, let's do NFL playoffs. All right, let's talk about this. For you guys that don't know, in week 18, the Chargers ended up sitting Justin Herbert down for that last week because they didn't want to face the Broncos again that in that wild card game if they were to have beaten the Broncos that week, which would have given my New England Patriots the first overall seed, giving them the bye. And I don't think Justin Herbert wanted to play that Broncos defense twice in a row in back-to-back weeks. So what did they end up do? They ended up being cowards, and they ended up benching Justin Herbert. He ended up just sitting, and Miami ends up losing to the New England Patriots in week 18. We get the second seed. Broncos get the first seed. We end up playing the Chargers this just yesterday night, and we ended up beating them. I think it was 16-3. Justin Herbert looked like a deer in headlights. The offenses couldn't do anything. My New England Patriots defense was all over the place. I just think they just got a taste of their own medicine. They wanted us. You got us. And now you're in Cancun, baby. That's what happens. That's what happens. Now, the Broncos, no, not the Broncos, the Bills and the Jaguars, that game was absolute cinema. That was a great game. Fortunately, for the Bills side of things, we just got word a couple hours ago that Gabe Davis has a torn ACL, so the Bills will be short another receiver, well, a veteran receiver, and so they're gonna have to rely on what they have at the moment. It's not looking good for them. I think the Broncos have a really good defensive team, and they're able to lock down number one receivers and number twos. And I think that's going to really, really challenge the Broncos in a long way. Josh Allen is going to have to be Superman this game, if I'm going to be brutally honest. Yeah, he's. I don't know what, like, because the Broncos have a really good defense. They're going to stop James Cook from rushing. And if you could stop James Cook, you're going to have to rely on Josh Allen to either rush the ball himself and potentially risk him getting injured. I don't know if anybody that saw that game, his hand was getting a little bit irritated in that game. And then if you rely on him throwing, his receivers are not trustworthy. Besides Dalton Kincaid, who's an absolute stud, by the way, he's gonna have to rely on basically his tight ends. His tight ends are better than the receivers he has. Literally, Kincaid, Haas, and Knox are like literally his targets. If you can limit Kincaid's big plays, and you can stop the run, you really have a blueprint to stopping the Bills. And here comes the problem when it comes to the Broncos. The Broncos offense is absolute trash. Sure, they got Cortland Sutton, they got RJ Harvey. All right, whatever. That's so cute. This Broncos team has not, to me, impressed me on the offensive side. Sure, they've been winning games. They've been coming in clutch. I think they're 11-1. I think in one-score games. They're the opposite of what the Chiefs were last year in one score in close games. So if I just think Buffalo's defense can really give Bo Nix some trouble on the offense, if I'm going to be brutally honest. Sure, I'm just saying that Troy Franklin does not scare me. Cortland Sutton, he's good, but he's not a world beater. And I forgot who the tight end for the Broncos is. I think is it. I forgot who it is, but whatever. They just the offense is not scary to me. It doesn't scare anybody, and I think that's what is like really. Even though it is in Colorado, it is in Colorado. It is in it is in Denver, and that the altitude really does affect really does affect people. But I just I, I just think it this is Josh Allen's moment. If you lose to the to if Josh Allen loses to the Broncos, he kind of misses out on an opportunity because no Lamar, no Lamar, no Herbert, no Burrow, and no Mahomes. Like, buddy, I mean, I know Herbert. I'm saying no Herbert because he just got eliminated, but that defense could easily give them problems. You better win. I think he better win that game, which benefits me also because if he wins that game, and we let's say we beat Houston or the Steelers, we'll find out in the next 30 minutes or so. Yeah, it's 10-6 by the way for anybody watching. It's 10-6. Texans are up. In that case, my Patriots get a home playoff game in the AFC Championship if we beat the Steelers or the Texans, and Buffalo ends up beating the Broncos in Denver. That would be that would be crazy. AFC Championship with an AFC East matchup. The whole year, Patriots and Bills have been fighting for that one seed. The whole year, Patriots end up getting the one seed. They end up getting the AFC East. Patriots get it. Now for the AFC Championship game, the Patriots could possibly host the AFC Championship game if the Bills are able to upset the Broncos. Oh my God. Oh, wait. I just got news. Just news. Breaking. Aaron Rodgers got sacked by Will Anderson, and it's recovered by the Texans and scooped and taken back for the end zone for a scoop and score. It is now 17-6. Houston Texans with 11:23 left in the game. Absolute madness. This could possibly be the very last game we see Aaron Rodgers play in the NFL. Oh my God, the Texans are looking like a really scary team defensively if they were to pull this game out. But continuing, the Rams. Let's switch it up. The Rams and the Panthers. I said last week. I said last week to Brandon, where I think this game was gonna be closer than people think. People think. I think Bryce Young has been playing really well. I think that the offense for the Panthers has been playing well. The defense is being motivated. They were on a tear. They're at home. I get it. They lost, guys. I know they lost. But just like they got the playoff game. That's all they wanted. They got the playoff game. And I think they came out despite them losing. I think they came out of that knowing that their future is bright. That defense actually played pretty well. My boy Mike Jackson from the U ends up intercepting Matthew Stafford. No one thought that would happen. They gave Matthew Stafford and Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams a run for their money, and that money almost ended up cashing in. But what's his name? Colby Parkinson came with a crazy catch in the end zone, putting them up. But man, if it really came down that close for a team that was considered to be one of the favorites to win the Super Bowl, I think that says a lot about that team, and I think everybody should be worried about the Panthers next year. Oh man, I'm just that game was super exciting to me, like, super exciting. And I think we had one more game. I'm trying to forget. Oh yeah, Packers and Bears. I gotta give credit where credit is due, bro. I was not a Caleb Williams fan coming out of college. I just think he was a bit overhyped. I mean, I maybe it was because USC wasn't that good of a team, and I just think he was just a little bit overhyped coming out of the draft. I think Caleb Williams should have been a second round pick, not a first round pick, in my opinion. That might be a hot take. That might be a hot take, but just bear with me. Um, I kind of feel disappointed. I'm kind of disappointed in the Packers. I know they didn't have Micah Parsons, and that did make a difference in the pass rush. But in that, but still, you got to play with what you have. And Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams has had a crazy good year. They've gone. They were I think 11-6. You gotta give them credit, bro. They did good. Now I'm only disappointed in Jordan Love and LaFleur for also losing this game. I think I'm probably one of the only people to say this live on air, but I personally think that Malik I think it's Malik Willis runs the Packers offense and makes them look better and play better than Jordan Love. Call me, say what you want. I think Malik Willis runs the offense better and gives them a bit more dimension when he's at quarterback than Jordan Love. That I'm just saying. Go look at the tapes. Whenever Jordan Love was struggling and he ended up not being it, like they were just struggling to score all game, and Jordan Love just gets sacked and he has to run to the 10 or whatever. Malik Willis comes in and instantly you could just tell that he's just going bing bang boom down the field, touchdown. And I'm like, whoa, where has this been? Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm like, hey, Packers, make Malik Willis your starting quarterback. Trade Jordan Love to, I don't know, Arizona or something, because I think Malik Willis, you should at least try him out. Jordan Love, to me, he's good, but he's not a game changer. So I would suggest trying again with somebody else. Now I could be crazy. Call me crazy what you want, but that's just me. Uh, let's see here. So what we have for the divisional round, I'll tell you guys right now. We spoke about the Bills and the Broncos, 49ers and Seahawks. 49ers have had a crazy good run. Their team has been decimated with injuries. They've been playing super well. Mac Jones came during the middle in like the beginning of the year and actually made the team look really, really good. They won that crazy game on Thursday night against the Rams, which I was able to cash in a crazy parlay for like $2,200, bro. It was crazy to me. I don't know how I won that. It was really magical night for me. But besides that, I just think Seattle having that bye, they're rested up. The defense is ready. Jigba, Barner, Arroyo, they're just ready to go. Kenneth Walker and I forgot his name, Charbonnet. Yeah, I think the 49ers are going to be banged up, and unfortunately, they're playing on a six game rest, 6 days of rest compared to the Rams and the Bears, where they're going to be playing on 7 days of rest because they're playing on Sunday. The 49ers and Seahawks play on Saturday, and also the Bills and Broncos. So that does play a part in the game, guys, where the Bills are playing on a 6 day week compared to the Patriots and whoever they play, and the Rams and Bears on a 7 game rest. So pointing that out to everybody, pointing that out. I think the Seahawks win the game. Uh, the spread right now is at 7.5, which seems I can get behind that. I just think without Kittle now, Kittle with a torn Achilles, I hope you get better, bro. Love you, man. I just think they're gonna be out. I think that defense is gonna be really, really aggressive on the 49ers. And unfortunately, the great season they've been having, and Shanahan has been coaching great this year, had falls short, unfortunately, but I think they go out and they at least try to fight in most of the game, but then the Seahawks end up just extending the lead at the end. Let's see here. Rams and Bears. Guys, I don't know. I don't know what to think of the Rams and Bears. On one side, I can see the Rams blowing this team out because I don't think the Bears have anybody that could stop Puka Nakua. And the Rams have been the Bears have been playing really well though. I'm not gonna lie though. The Bears have defense and offense has been clicking. They are on a roll and they're hosting in Chicago, which does benefit the Bears. The spread for that game is 3.5. The Rams are favored in that game. I don't know if that is the case. I would love to see the Rams go on because I think that's my NFC at the beginning of the year. I think the Rams were going to make it. I just think their team is really, really good whenever they lock in. But I think playing in Chicago, and I think that game's going to be super, super cold, especially with the cold front coming. I think the Chicago Bears end up continuing and winning the divisional game and upsetting the Rams. And the Patriots, we're waiting for the Texans and the Steelers game to finish. It's looking like right now the Texans are going to be the team to face the New England Patriots in Foxborough. I'm going to be watching the highlights after the show on how the defense is playing. I know they're a good defense, but I got to see what was Aaron Rodgers able to do and then compare what he does to Drake May, and then maybe make some like key, maybe make some. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. Let me see. What has Aaron Rodgers done to this point? Let me look at his stats. 141 yards, 16 for 19, no touchdowns. Jalen Warren, 24 rushing yards. DK Metcalf, 42 yards. Oh my God. Christian Kirk for the Texans, 111 receiving yards. Woody Marks, 97 rushing yards. CJ Stroud, 20 for 31, a touchdown and an interception. Yeah, unfortunately, guys, it's looking like I mean, I could be wrong. There's still 7.5 minutes left. That's plenty of time to score touchdowns. But it's just not looking like it. And it looks like we're going to be facing the Texans. And I feel kind of disappointed because I really wanted to face the Steelers because I wanted a rematch. I wanted a rematch with the Steelers after the beginning of the year. We faced the Steelers, and the whole reason we lost that game was because Ramondre Stevenson fumbled the ball 3 times. I think it was 2 or 3 times, and then Travion Henderson fumbled, and then Drake May threw like a tip ball interception up. Like, oh, look who we got here, bro! In the nick of time. That's good. Hey, finally, bro, you showed up. Yeah, I was just talking about the NFL playoffs. and the Texans are winning 17-6 with 6 minutes left. So it looks like the Patriots will be facing the Texans in the divisional round.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Tell
Guys,
me.
I'm showing up late. I think I didn't set my clock straight. My clock says that it's 9:56 right now.
Wow.
So I apologize. I should have been here because I was ready to
Hey,
tell about a Fernando Mendoza story, but I apologize for
with
that. I'm sorry,
with
Jonathan.
hey, listen, Daniel's not on today, so with me, you get to give your piece, bro. Go ahead, go ahead.
Oh,
I was talking
great.
for like 15 minutes, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
no,
what?
I'm really confused on how I feel about the Patriots run, right? Um, it looks like the Texans are playing them. Everyone knew Pittsburgh was losing. It's a Pittsburgh thing to do. You lose in the first round after making the playoffs.
Facts.
Um, I think what's going to happen is I think we're going to get Patriots Bills in the conference title game. I don't think the Broncos will beat the Bills. Do I want them to? Frick yeah. Can I be honest? There's a massive Bills fan on the other side of my wall behind this camera. So I'd love if we beat the if not we screw it, I'm a Broncos fan for that game. If the Broncos beat the Bills, I think the Patriots beat the Texans. I just think they're better at every facet besides rushing the passer.
Yep.
Patriots make the Super Bowl. Patriots Rams.
Wow.
Jonka, I've been on it all year. You should remember from week 1, I said the Rams are going to the Super Bowl. I also said the Ravens were going, but we'll ignore that.
I said the Bills.
Yeah, but my Super Bowl pick, I picked the Rams to win it. So I feel good about that, especially since the Eagles are out. I thought the Eagles could beat the Rams. I think every team left the Rams could beat. So that gives me a lot of confidence. Yeah, I was pissed. I had a good story about Mendoza.
Go ahead. You can tell me. No,
well, in 2019, Mendoza was the backup quarterback at Columbus High School.
Mm-hmm.
In 2019, I played Columbus.
Okay.
At Western High School, and I had more snaps in the game than Fernando Mendoza.
Wow.
I had more snaps against Fernando Mendoza than he had against me. So that was like a thing I was going to throw in there because I didn't even realize he went to Columbus.
Yeah. I saw him play in the championship.
Mm. Oh
bro.
my god, dude!
I want to know before. Like I know this. So with me,
I'm sorry I showed up so late.
This show's gonna go for. This show's gonna be a little bit extended because
perfect.
This is like
perfect.
I just want to see how the ending of this game goes. Anyway, so we got plenty of time. So what's your take on the Indiana Miami game? We got extended coverage, guys. Extended coverage.
Extended coverage. Okay, I've been a Miami fan. We haven't been live for a while. I have been against Miami almost the entire way. As a Miami fan, I just did not think we'd get here. I thought we beat A&M. That wasn't a worry for me. I knew we would beat A&M. Ohio State didn't think we were going to beat Ohio State. Didn't think we were winning that game.
All of us were like, really?
I said, give me Ohio State minus 17.5. Easy. I didn't expect the defense to show up against these top tier lines this good. I know. I thought Ruben Bain and oh my god, the number 3 on the other edge. Yeah. I know that they were getting the quarterbacks in the ACC. But I was like, no, not against Ohio State. Boom. All over them. I couldn't believe it. And then Ole Miss, I was like, we actually might win the Natty. Like we might actually do it. And then the final score of that game does not entail how close that game was. Not one bit. Miami dominated. Miami was the better team, start to finish. You can maybe say there was a 5-minute game period where Ole Miss was the better team. But I would say start to finish overall, Miami was the better team. But then you get down to Miami and Indiana. And Indiana is Miami, but is everything a bit better? They can. The only thing that Miami does better than Indiana is power run. It's the only thing I think they do better.
And edge rush. You would say edge rush too.
Yeah, but here's the difference though: is they had 2 6-year seniors on the edge, those are grown men. Now look, I like Francis Mauigoa a lot. Big fan of Francis Mauigoa. I was shaky on him to start the year because in that Notre Dame game, I was sitting there and I'm like, there's been a lot of just pass rushes that have gotten him, but he's calmed all that down. He's here. He's real. I think they have better playmakers all around the offense. I love Daniels and I love Malachi Tony. I think their offensive weapons are better.
Marion has
their
been quarterbacks.
Huh?
Keelan Marion has been going off. He's been like a blanket for
Carson. Crazy. Here's the thing is, I don't think Mendoza's going to be a good NFL quarterback, but I think he's better than Carson Beck. I'm still a Carson Beck hater. Mark Fletcher, dog, not saying anything about him. The defensive secondary scares me at times for Miami. At times, because when we sit in zones, they get a little greedy on the outside. And when I say outside, I don't even mean the corners. I mean the safeties. The safeties will start getting a little too aggressive. That's when you've seen us get beat. That worries me. It's just when you go look at that Indiana's starting 22. They have two guys there that aren't 3+ year starters, not play starters in college football Division I level. That's terrifying. You have to think a 3-year starter in college football is a 7-year vet in the NFL. That's almost where that's at in comparison. So, you start thinking like who are 7-year vets in the NFL, and you're like, oh, well, they don't make big mistakes all the time. They just don't, because they already know what's going to happen. They've seen almost all of it.
I just don't think Indiana has faced a defense like ours, or even like a pass rush like ours. Has Mendoza really been tested? I think the only team you could say that
Oregon
is Ohio State. And that game was super close. And they were able
Oregon
to get
the first time was able to get to him, and he didn't look good in that game.
And this is at home in the Rock. Everybody and their mama.
Can I tell you something? I didn't even realize, because I wasn't even thinking about us getting to the national championship, so I never even thought to look at where the national title was. And then I have a friend of mine. She posts on Instagram that she's selling her ticket for $4,500, and I'm like, why did she buy a Natty ticket? That's random. It's probably in like Arizona. I'm like, wait, we just played in Arizona. That can't be there. Oh, it's probably Mercedes-Benz. Oh, wait, they just played in Mercedes-Benz. Where's it? I look at Hard Rock. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, I can't believe it. What's the line? Jocka, you know this. What's the line?
It's 8.5, Indiana. If that doesn't scream upset to you, that does not scream upset to you, I don't know what does, bro. Miami with all the crib kids playing in Miami. I'm not saying that Miami's like gonna win. I'm not saying they're gonna win. I'm just saying, how motivated are they gonna be to be the first team ever to win in your own stadium? You're probably.
Oh yeah, Georgia didn't do it. That's right, Georgia didn't do that. I thought they did it at the Mercedes-Benz. No, they lost Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
bro,
geez, dude, there's no way
in Miami, bro. Ruben Bain's gonna go off. Bryce Fitzgerald's gonna go off. Malachi Tony, bro. Every Florida kid.
Where's Mendoza from?
Bro, that's the one thing. That's only him. Everybody else is like, okay, yeah, this is a national championship, but like, what doesn't really mean as much as for them than it does to Mendoza and the whole Miami squad.
I don't believe that though. I think it means more to Indiana than Miami. Because look at the tradition of Miami. Everyone's going, oh, the U's back. They're back. They won 2 bowl games. Technically, they technically won what is 2 bowl games, and they're back. They're here. They're back. They're staying. Michael Irvin's belt to ass on the cooler with the other team's jacket. But then you go look at Indiana. When they won their first Rose Bowl, it's the second one they competed in. The last one they competed in was in the 60s. The 1960s. Right? 2 years ago, they had, get this, right? They're undefeated right now, right? They still have the worst Division I record in NCAA FBS history.
Wow. Aaron Rodgers threw a pick six.
Oh,
And I was gonna bet on him throwing an interception today. I'm like, what's the likelihood of this guy actually throwing an interception
bro, never
today?
those picks.
My God. Well, yeah. It's now you can probably call it official.
Yeah, like it's just you have to think, right? And all those guys are 6-year guys, 5th-year guys, right? This is for most of them. This is the last game they will ever play college football, or maybe even some of them football, right? You know, we went through a stretch in the early 2010s where these teams that were going to the Natty, they weren't getting a lot of guys drafted. They were just all older teams. Like that year, Jameis did it with FSU.
Yeah.
They only had 6 guys that year and the year after get drafted, right? Like it was just a lot of older guys that had been there. And that's what this Indiana team is. That could also be the Indiana's, disadvantage because it's their last game that might be amped up trying to make a play so much. But I also think Miami has been bailed by teams that are just not good at tackling. A&M, bad at tackling. Ole Miss, bad at tackling, right? You want to know what changed the game in that Ole Miss game early on? When Malachi Tony broke that double tackle at the line of scrimmage and was able to get 3 yards for that first down.
That's an effort right there.
Can I tell you something? Against Indiana, that's not happening. It's just not. I've seen too much out of Indiana to go, oh, yeah, Malachi Tony can just rip through a linebacker and a safety compile tackle. They just can't.
My logic when it comes to that game, to the championship, is this. I'm comparing it to what we just saw against Oregon. Oregon, despite how bad that game was for them, they were able to squeeze out 22 points.
Yeah, but dude, they took the gas off the pedal. I mean, they're going to put off.
I know. I'm just saying. But if it wasn't for Oregon playing an absolute trash ass game in probably their worst game in history, I think the game is closer than people think. I mean, bro, for pick six in the first pick in the pick six on the first play of the game, like, do we all expect that to actually happen in the national championship? I wouldn't say
Clemson. Clemson did it. Johnny, here's the thing is, I was on that trail with what you were saying on that Indiana-Ohio State game. I've never seen Ohio State play worse. They did everything wrong and they were in that game. I'm at the point where I'm just thinking, I think it's just Indiana makes them do this stuff. And when you have a head coach with a group of young guys in their 20s, like 24, 23-year-olds, or maybe a couple 25-year-olds, some of those 6 years that might have an early birthday. Like, dude, if there's a guy that's willing to die for you, never changes his attitude on the field, and is locked in at all times, like Kurt Signetti, that does something, right? Like when they show the video, when they on TV switch to Mario Cristobal on the sideline after something not that good happens, he looks like he's freaking out. He's like he's doing that on the sideline. You're sitting there, you're like, what? Oh my God, my coach doesn't even know. Oh God. Kurt Signetti doesn't matter. He's just like this. They score a touchdown. He goes, and that's it. It's no reaction. I'll be honest. I think 8.5 is a fair line. I would debate even 10.5 or 10-point line.
I don't know. I just don't.
Dude, trust me. There's nothing more I want than Miami to win it. I'd love it.
Oh no, bro. I'm just obviously I want Miami to win.
But we're realists.
I just think the difference is going to be the time of possession. On can Miami keep the ball away from Indiana and keep the game close? And can Ruben Bain and Messidor really disrupt Mendoza in a way where, like, it doesn't give him enough time to throw? It does not give him time to make his reads.
Can I be honest? I think that's more on the secondary. Because this is a pro-style Indiana offense that wants quick hits. So you need to if you can get his first 2 reads out, that's when Ruben Bain and Messidor can go. If his first or that second read's there, because the first and second read, this is fun with Indiana. The first and second read's always on the same side of the field. Always. The second read is never on the opposite side. So you have to basically take away one entire side of the field, and then that's when your pass rush can get them.
I will say I was going to tell everybody that OJ Frederick, potentially Damari Brown, starting corner Damari Brown, might be back for the championship.
Okay.
Ahmad Moan, defensive line, he's healthy to go. And I think there's one more. Elijah Lofton, the tight end, is questionable, but that's okay. We're deep at tight end. So I mean, he's really good. He's like a baby Debo, but it's okay if he doesn't
play.
Can
I ask you a question, Jonka?
Yep.
That hit on Malachi Tony that they took away targeting, right? I personally wouldn't have called it targeting. I wouldn't. I know me as a person watching football don't believe that that's a targeting, but based on the rules, I was like, I mean, it is textbook targeting just based on the rules. I don't get how you take that
Malachi
away.
Tony or the one on Xavier Lucas?
No, the one on Malachi Tony. Where he came over the middle, guy lit him up, and the guy was injured on the floor. Malachi Tony got up and just went straight to the sideline. Yeah. I was like, technically, based on the rules, he hits him shoulder and chest, but his helmet is down into his face mask. That technically is textbook targeting. Don't get me wrong, for the love of the game, I'm happy it wasn't a targeting. But I don't know, dude. College football's in a weird spot with that. If
Damari Brown comes back and plays this game, he'll probably take over the spot where Xavier Lucas is, because he got ejected for targeting, and because of that, now he's out for the first half of the game. So if you can just have him, and if you can do a really good job in that first half, and you get another starter coming back in for defense, that does help Miami in a certain way.
I would tell Brown, don't even go on the field. I want you to be in the film room. We'll give you the plays live of him. I want you to be doing film breakdown the whole first half of him. See what he's doing that game. See how his steps are working that game.
We're going to put in for Xavier Lucas then?
No. When the second half starts, because he has to miss the first half.
Okay.
Because I was saying, when he comes back in the second half, because guess what? If you're watching film that day, you know exactly what he's doing. You're going to see it. You're going to know what it is on the field. That could also just be very nitpicky. I'm a very nitpicky person when it comes to game planning. Dude, I don't. Let's see. I'm having a shit week, man. You know,
it's okay. I'm having a great week.
Bills beat the Jags. That sucked.
I'm in the Natty, and I just won my first playoff game before the Dolphins could. So
Patriots won. That sucked. Marlins actually doing pretty good. They're making some good prospect moves. But then they got rid of Edward Cabrera, my GOAT. They got rid of him.
Oh, yes, right. We had one more topic. It was going to be excuse my French. What the F are the Heat doing, bro? It's so bad. What has it gone to, bro? Like, seriously, everybody watching about the Heat. I'm about to get into it, bro. Like,
I called all this, by the way.
Get rid of Hero. Get rid of Bam. Trade them all away. Get as many picks as possible. Fight for that first round pick back that you traded for Terry Rozier. If not, sue the NBA for I don't even know, corruption. Do whatever you can to make this thing right, bro.
It's my God. So, Jockey, you want me to have the GM job is what you're saying, because I said all this 2 weeks before the season. I said all this at the draft.
I had a problem with Tyler Hero in I think it was
I had a problem with him for 2 years, but the first time you actually got to trade him was this offseason. That was actually when you actually finally had a good chance to trade him, and you didn't.
Guy waits till late August to get surgery just to come back late into the early season, and then has literally no chemistry with anybody besides Bam, and then they're wondering why their offense is trash. But then all of a sudden, Spoelstra comes out with this new generation offense that nobody could figure out. But then for some reason on NBA and TNT, you see Haslam, Bam, and I forgot who else on national television explaining to the entire NBA who can't figure the offense out how it works. And ever since that moment, Miami has been absolute trash. Trash.
Jockey, do you want to know why? It's because they've had – you could – even with people knowing the offense, it still could work. The issue is is that Norman Powell has been playing one guard, and now that Tyler Hero's back, he's been playing the one, which, by the way, neither of them are ones. This team doesn't have a point guard. So how can you play a system where you need a point guard and then a pass and a two that could pass? Tyler Hero and Norman Powell as passing two guards are good passing two guards. But if you don't have a point guard, the system doesn't work once someone figures it out. And they figured it out.
They draft a point guard they draft a point guard, but then they don't use the point guard.
John, do you want to know the best part about this point guard, right? And Brandon loves him. You want to know the best part is? One of his weaknesses was pass first point guard. He wasn't a pass first point guard. He's not a scoring point guard. He's a play setting point guard. And so I'm like, then what do you have? Why draft him? He doesn't fit. He's a good player from what everyone says, but it doesn't fit.
Wait, who are you talking about? Pele Larson or the asparagus dude, whatever they call him?
The asparagus dude. Like,
bro, I don't know why they drafted him, bro.
He's just Josh Giddey, except he doesn't touch 15-year-old kids.
Facts.
Like, that's the difference. But here's the thing: is Josh Giddey's at least pretty athletic. Like,
shoot.
Oh my god,
bro! This team. At this point, like even a lot of people, even a lot of free agents are complaining. It's like, I'm not gonna come to play for the Heat. Yeah, sure, you got no income taxes for the state, and you're living in Miami and all that stuff. But
you have a GM that's incompetent.
Yeah, it's like Pat Riley is kind of old-minded and stubborn, and it's like his way or the highway. There's no leniency at all. And so that's not really attractive to these young guys where like they're not old school. They're more like laid back and want to have some fun, but also do their career. It's not molding, bro.
You have the best coaching staff in basketball. I know Brandon doesn't agree. I think Eric Spoelstra is the best coach in basketball. I do. You can't change my mind. And I think the rest of his staff, the way that he picks them, has picked the best staff in basketball. Because the only way you get the teams that he's had this last decade to where they've been able to get to is by great coaching, because it's damn sure not the players half the time. I've been a Bam out guy because the whole league tells me how good Bam is, but I don't see it. Yeah, but here's the thing is, how many other power forwards can I get that are good defensively? I can go pick a guy from D2 that's just a dog and he'll be good defensively over time.
Bro, you know what I would do? Trade Bam Adebayo for Jaren Jackson Jr. I mean, throw in.
I wouldn't even do that. If the league thinks this highly of Bam, you know what you do? Because you know you're not going to win, and they won't be able to pay him next year. Is Bam in the last year of his contract? Let me double check. Is he in the last year of his contract?
Let me check to you right now.
Because if he is, go get the Clippers pick from the. Go get the two other Clippers picks from the Thunder. Give them a back-to-back ring. I don't care. Get the two Clippers picks. Actually, the Clippers have been pretty decent this year.
Spot rack. Let's see. He is what the status estimated $49.8 million cap hit this season, or technically next season, I guess.
So he has a player option.
Yeah, I think so.
So then what you do here is this is the beauty of it. You go over and you go, hey, Washington, you just got Trae Young. You know what would be great with Trae Young? Bam Adebayo. And guess what?
Give me Keshawn George right now.
Exactly. And guess what? They would suck for 2 years. So what you do is you get 2 first-round picks from them. There we go. We're all good. We're back on track. We're getting some picks. You go, oh, man, Tyler Hero. Jesus, man, we can't have you. But the rest of the league, for some reason, thinks you're an actual decent point guard, even though everyone knows you're really a 2. They all think you're a point guard. So what are we going to do? Wait a minute. Who can afford this contract that needs a point guard? Oh, the Utah Jazz. Wow. That could be possibly 2 first-round picks right there. There you go. There you go. I just got you 2 first-round picks in the next 2 drafts.
No, I just think the problem with it's not the draft picks itself. It's who's choosing the picks. They just keep drafting role players. It's pissing me off. It's consistent role players. I can't do this anymore, Blake. I
Bro,
can't do it.
if
They don't draft talent. They just draft people to help them in the future or just trade away.
you know what's crazy is if LeBron was drafted into the Cavs and then got these kind of draft picks his whole career, he would have never left the Cavs. The issue is you don't have LeBron. That's it. You don't have LeBron. You have bums. Your best player is Norman Powell.
Bro, it's ridiculous.
It's
so bad. And Jaime Hawkins is having a really good year, and it's like they're just putting it to waste, bro. You
Trade
guys
him too.
were complaining about him last year. He has a good year this year, and then it's still shit.
Trade him too. Jonka, you gotta understand.
Whoa.
No. Lock in. This is why. There's it's the only sport where one player makes the world of life difference. It's the only sport. Until you get that guy that you think could win you a ring just based off him,
I agree.
Get rid of everything and try to get him. The Celtics, after year 3, were like, hey, this Jason Tatum guy can actually probably get us a ring. So now we're going to build Kyrie was leaving. That didn't matter anyways. But let's build this whole team around him, not Jaylen Brown. Let's build it around Jason Tatum. Oh, look at that. They were able to get him a ring. The Bucks, after 3 years, realized this Giannis kid's pretty elite. Let's build a team around him. Oh, wow. Oh, the Clippers trade Shai Gilgeous away. Okay, so you get him. They realize after a season playing Chris Paul, they're like, oh, this kid's got a bag. What if we put shooters and defensive players around him and give him one other primary score? Oh, look at that. You can do it. You get the one guy and everything else you can fill. It's not that difficult to fill out the rest of that roster with decent players. That's why everyone gets so mad at teams that have a superstar and can't fill a roster. It's not that hard. It's not. I get so bought into it because it's so ridiculous.
I just said after, it's like besides the Heat getting Dwayne Wade in 2003, that's it. Like it feels like they just stopped trying.
What was the last good Miami Heat first round pick that you go, oh yeah, he played most of his career with the Heat. It was a difference maker for the Heat franchise. The closest I can think is probably Tyler Hero. Well, he didn't play in 2 of the finals out of the 3 they went out of the 3 they went to with him there. No, he didn't play in one of the conference finals and didn't play in one of the finals. So you're like, okay, so he's not that big of a difference maker.
The only time the Heat actually you can make an excuse for them not winning was in 2020 in the bubble when Bam went down and then Dragic went down.
No, they shouldn't have beat the Nuggets. They shouldn't have been.
No, 2020.
I know, but the Lakers, when they lost to the Nuggets, they shouldn't have beat the Nuggets.
Oh, no. They weren't going to beat the Nuggets.
Yeah. No, but in
2020, that series went to effing 6 games, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Your best defender and your leading scorer were out. And you mean to tell me that he wouldn't have won? Come on, bro. Let's cut this.
No, they still don't win that. But we can talk about that another time.
That game went to 6 games.
Can I tell you what screwed everything for the Heat organization? Is when Pat Riley drafted Michael Beasley. Because let me explain. Because the Michael Beasley ceiling was so high.
Okay.
And Pat Riley and the organization thought they could get him off the weed. They can get him off the drugs. They can get him off the girls. They couldn't do it. And then look at all the draft since. When was the last time the Heat, mid-lottery, took the risk pick? Try to go for the high ceiling pick. Khalil Ware's a high floor pick.
Would you say, I don't know, maybe the big disappointment was Shabazz Napier when UConn won that national championship?
Yeah, but here's the thing is, I wouldn't even call that a big disappointment because you were just trying to get a backup to Mario Chalmers or a small upgrade on Mario Chalmers. He wasn't supposed to be your franchise point guard because he wasn't going to have the ball enough.
No, I know this
Michael Beasley was supposed to be the number 2 to D Wade.
I know this isn't really a problem, but it is kind of a problem. Is that the Heat refuse to, I guess, I don't want to say lose on purpose.
They won't grow as an organization.
They just don't want to lose on purpose. Like if we would have not made the playoffs last year, there's a chance we end up with the first overall pick and we get possibly Cooper Flag.
Jock, I want you to know something. No, because yes, you know what's funny is if the Heat don't win their last 2 games of this season, they would have had that pick in the lottery.
Bro, listen.
Because Jock, here's my thing. Oh my God. All right, let me stay composed. If you have an organization where you are the definition of mediocrity, which if you don't know the actual definition of mediocrity, it just means average. Like if someone calls you, oh my God, you're mediocre, and they're trying to like degrade you, just go, okay, I'm average or something, whatever.
Yeah, that's average.
Then that means you need to change something in professional sports.
I agree.
I have a question. I want you to know. This is the first thing I would do if I was GM of the Heat. If they go, oh, we've hired Blake Corn, the youngest GM in NBA history, I'm getting in front of them and I go, hello, fans. We don't have a roster that can win a title. I don't think I'm saying anything crazy. We're going to try and build a roster that can win a title. It's going to take 3 years or 4 years or 5 years. These core 3 players were not winning a title. So they're gone. First thing I'm doing in that press conference is I'm saying, fans, we are rebuilding. You are going to be in the dog days for 2 to 3 weeks, for 2 to 3 years. And then I'm going to go, oh, the Heat have one of the best scouting departments in the league at drafting really good role players. Well, guess what happens? You get 2 years with early first-round picks. If you hit on one of the 2, which isn't crazy to say you go 50% on your draft picks, then guess what? Then the Heat scouts get to do what they do best, which is draft really good role players. And then you get one free agent to come in that's like 29, 32, that area, and they give you 2-3 good years out of them at the end of their prime, end of their career. Bang! You're a contender. Like, you're an actual contender. So, like, and, you know, a lot of it's saying, like, oh, that's the correct blueprint to do, and it doesn't work like that. Yeah, but here's the thing is, it's either take that risk or be shit. Be mid forever. You think the Heat need to get lucky and get a Giannis to fall to them one time. That happens.
Yeah.
That happens once every 25 years.
It's just like whenever the Heat have a chance, I've been saying ever since Dwayne Wade being the star, they would rather work hard, super hard for their points than draft players that can get easy points.
Yep.
It's like, get the super talented player that can score easy for you and make your effort not as hard.
Take the high ceiling pick. Take it.
Like, but you have to go for the guy. It's like super mid because you think your development is that godly that he's gonna make it the next coming of whoever the person is. Nah, bro.
I mean, it's so egotistical. It's so out of date. Michael Beasley pick, I think, changed a lot in this franchise because they realized, oh, going for a high floor doesn't work. We need a guy that wants the culture. I'm like, no. You draft a lot of guys that fit the culture. That's perfect. You have 6-7 guys on the roster that fit the culture, but you need 2 of them. You need 2 guys. Excuse my language, because I'm not gonna lie. This goes into my portfolio, and companies will see this one day when I try to get a big boy job. Fuck the culture when it comes to them too. If they're giving me 28, 6 and 6 a night, I don't care. I don't give a damn what they're doing for the culture, as long as they're not just getting in trouble out in public.
Yep. I can't argue with that, bro.
Like think about it like this, right? I was just thinking in my head, like 12 to like 15th overall picks recently. When was the last time you got a bona fide Hall of Famer? So you go Giannis, right? Then I go, all right, well, we have to jump. You might not believe this. 6 years before that, Devin Booker. No, 5 years before that, Devin Booker. He's going to remember Devin Booker got drafted at 17 because he went up a year so he can go to college early. And then I go, all right, what about before that? Oh, 5 years before that, Paul George. Draymond Green was in the 20s, but Draymond Green was not even – it's not even he's there on his own merit. He's a great defensive player and a good top key passer. But, like, he's there because of Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, right? Like that team needs Draymond to run, but Steph Curry and Clay did a lot of that stuff that got him to the point he did all the dirty work.
I think Draymond got drafted
2012
by OKC, didn't he, or the Grizzlies?
I thought he got drafted by the Warriors, but I could be wrong. But I'm talking about like guys that you would put on your team and go like, oh my God, they could be a number 1 or a number 2, and we could go win a title possibly with those guys on our team. Right? Like these guys don't come around every day. So if you think there's a chance you have one, take the risk. Giannis, when he was drafted, was not a top 60 player in that draft. He was not. But his ceiling was top 3 in that draft. Like, you got to be willing to take a risk. And we're in an organization that won't take a risk when we have every reason to take the risk.
It's good. I'm just telling you right now, just based off the. Let me see. I'm looking right now the standings. The Miami Heat are 8th in the Eastern Conference. They're 1 game ahead of the Atlanta Hawks and a game and a half ahead of the Chicago Bulls.
Tell them the record,
bro. At this point, if I'm the Heat, like, why am I gonna even try to make a run when I know that I'm gonna get blown out by either the Pistons?
John, tell the people the record.
What's the record? Oh yeah, sure. 20-19.
Mediocre.
And they lost. And let me just tell everybody, the Pacers are dead last in the Eastern Conference, and they just got blown out by them the other night. And I had bet on them on one of my parlays, and they ruined it because I thought, like, the Pacers are the worst team in the East. No way the Heat lose, right? No way. Yeah, and then they ruined my parlay. I can't even bet on NBA anymore because the Heat always have to screw it up. Even if it's a Heat player or just the Heat in general.
Aren't the Pacers like 8-32?
The Pacers are 9-31, yeah. Bro, they better make some trades. He better make some trades.
Jaga, I'm gonna be honest. It's Pat Riley. People have been starting to say it like 3 years ago when the Jimmy Butler saga started happening. Like, hey, I don't know. I was on it later than some. I was on it like a little over a year and a half where I was just like, this just doesn't work anymore. It can't be him. And then when I saw the last draft, I said, he has to go. He has to. He looked like he was dead sitting in a chair in the practice facility.
That last draft was so bad, bro.
Yeah. So
you couldn't even move up to get the person you wanted, bro. Literally, you couldn't get Walter Clayton.
No, you know why?
Nolan Torrey.
Because he's wasted all of our draft picks.
Bro, it's. I mean, we should have had that first round pick because of Terry Rozier.
Which, by the way, whoever was happy about the Terry Rozier trade, no one.
I was just like, okay.
He's another version of Tyler Hero. Wow, and we already don't want Tyler Hero.
He's just a better Kendrick Nunn to me. Where they literally just like.
Yeah, but Kendrick Nunn would play defense. Kendrick Nunn would try to play defense. He would try at least. Terry Rozier wouldn't.
That's another thing with Tyler Hero. He doesn't try on defense, bro. He's like,
he got paid. He's Hollywood now.
I don't want a star player that can't play defense, bro. Like, I've been watching LeBron James play recently, and it's the same thing with a lot of all the other stars, where they would rather shoot and make points than actually play defense, and that pisses me off.
I'm gonna be real though. LeBron, I give a pass. That dude that's 50s damn near. If he wants to take a break on defense,
then don't play.
No, young guys get to work hard because he knows where the ball's going on offense. But it pisses me off when a guy.
I'm not giving him a pass. I'm not giving LeBron a pass.
No. I have a question, right? If you were electing like a tribe leader, there's like 20 of y'all, and you're electing a tribe leader, you'd want the guy that's seen the most stuff, that knows what's going on the most, and they're usually older, right? You want him there, and you want to make sure he's healthy, he's okay, he's ready to make the big decisions, ready to keep you guys going forward. Well, he can do that on the offensive end more than defensive end. The defense, you got to get low. You got to be quick side to side. The dude's 43. It's hard for him to do that.
Bro, are you describing a Captain Irwin and Captain Levi situation, bro?
No. But like, well, Ervin died at like in the show.
Hey,
like, he would have been like 30.
Respect to him, bro. Respect to him.
All right, bro. I'm not doing a scout salute right now. Jesus Christ. I'm not doing yeah. You know, screw Pat Riley. Let Eric Spoelstra trade everyone as the GM for 1 year as himself. Hire me.
Before we finish the show, what's your thoughts on the Mike McDaniel trade? Firing.
Oh, well, I hope we trade him for first. No, not his fault.
I said the same thing. Yeah.
I've said this all year. I don't think he's the problem. I think he got screwed over by the NFL realizing that he cooked them and they banned what made his offense so good. And he still figured out how to make that offense pretty decent without the ban. Tua led the league in passing without that motion stuff. So, sorry, my voice is gone, by the way. That's why I sound like this.
No worry, you're good.
Can I be honest with you? Stephen Ross, we know, is the biggest liar in NFL history.
Oh, book it.
By the way, love the GM.
Behind Roger Goodell.
Yeah, love the GM they picked. Great GM pick. Now, what's pissing me off is they're not interviewing who I want from the Rams.
Oh,
they're interviewing Chris Shula. I want LaFleur.
Oh.
In the article I wrote, I said LaFleur is the perfect guy for this job. He's perfect. And, you know, I understand wanting Chris Shula in. Trust me, it's the coolest story in the NFL if Chris Shula comes and coaches the Dolphins.
Yeah, the narrative.
I think even you as a Patriots fan would be like, yo, that's pretty fucking sick. Like, Chris Shula's a Dolphins head coach. His grandfather's statistically the second greatest head coach in history. Like,
yeah. I mean, it would be nice. I think it would sell tickets. It would give great narratives, you know, publicity and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But if Stephen Ross really wants to, like, succeed make the Dolphins succeed, you hire either
I think he gets
Harbaugh.
You can't get Harbaugh. I want LaFleur or Steve Sarkisian. Those are the two I want.
Steve Sarkisian is from the Browns, right?
Yes. Sarkisian's not the issue in Cleveland. He's far from. So I'd want him as the head coach because he's a good offensive head coach. He wants to run the football, which I like. And LaFleur is the exact same way, except he's done it under Sean McVay, so he's comfortable running games. Sean McVay has said in interviews how good of a head coach LaFleur is going to be, and he knows he's not going to have him very long. So if Sean McVay is giving you that patch of approval, I'm good with it because I also think Sean McVay is that tier above almost everyone else as a coach. Yeah, dude, and also – you want to talk about someone that'll put up numbers? You think Puka's putting up numbers in that LaFleur offense? Imagine Jalen Waddle putting up those numbers. Jesus Christ.
I was also talking during the show that in a hypothetical, if on the mentality of Devon Achane, that if whoever the next head coach is, if they don't develop the O-line and improve the roster where he could succeed, and why would he stay? If he wants to get paid and just
trade him, please trade Devon Achane. I'm all for it. All for it.
Wow, this is news for me.
I've said this. I'm all for it. Easiest position to replace his running back, and you can get a first round pick for him. Replace him.
I think you get more than one first round pick. I'm
going to be honest with you. I like watching Ollie Gordon more. Now, Devon Achane gives you the big play, but I like a guy that gives you 4 yards of carry and beats the shit out of people when he does it.
Yeah, bro. Ollie Gordon that's my guy, bro. I wanted the Patriots to draft him just to have it as an extra running back, but the Dolphins got him, and I was like low-key disappointed, but happy at the same time because I get to
guess
watch
what? If you go ask Dolphins fans, I'm going to be honest. It's 11:40, so I'm not going to call him. I'm going to ask him, who do you like more, Devon Achane or Ollie Gordon? He's a Dolphins fan. I haven't talked to him about this subject in months. He would say Ollie Gordon right now. It's just like just because of the way he runs, it feels like we're doing something positive every time he gets on the field, which, by the way, we really don't because we're not that good at interior blocking, but it just something always good happens after it. Now, that could be Devon Achane, or it could be him out there. It could be a pass, but like it's just when you have that big running back that can just go down the middle and lay into a linebacker, and if he does it 10 times a game, guess what? That linebacker doesn't want to meet him in the B gap anymore. It doesn't feel good. So, I mean, I would trade Devon Achane if someone offers me a first and a second. I'd happily.
Damn. Hey, everybody, you heard it here first. Blake would trade Devon Achane, bro, in a second.
I have a question. Like, Jaka, I have a genuine question. What would someone have to offer you right now for Travion Henderson? There you go. Yep, he's on.
Ooh.
It can't be that much.
He could potentially be rookie offensive player of the year.
Oh, it doesn't matter. They're so easy to replace.
With that speed, and he can block too.
Think about it like this, Jaka. Ollie Gordon was a 6th-round pick, and I'm ready to get rid of a 2nd-round pick running back for him. And Ollie Gordon isn't a world beater. It's just because it's just not that much of a difference. The Notre Dame running back, Love, he's going to go in the 2nd round.
I will say, even though Travion Henderson is my guy, I love Travion Henderson.
If you get a 3rd round,
like sometimes if he doesn't get that breakaway speed first, or he doesn't get that open hole, and he doesn't hit it right away, it just seems like the play isn't as big as it could have been if he would have just, taken his time and waited for the holes to open up. And he's just always like in a rush to just hit that hole and see if he can get there in time. Speedy Gonzalez type of running back, but still.
But here's the thing: is how many guys in college football are there that can do that? So many.
I need Mark Fletcher in my team. I'll tell you that. But next season, next
Mark Fletcher's going to go in the 3rd or 4th round. By the way.
No, I think he's going to be RB1 next year. I don't know who's going to be RB1. No, next year. He's returning to UM.
Yeah, Mark Fletcher can get drafted this year.
He's returning to UM for next season.
Oh, is he? He announced that?
Yeah, he announced
that back. I'm not going to lie. If they won the Natty, he's taking that back. He's going to the draft.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that could happen. That very could happen. But the thing is, like, if that does happen, I think Miami's going to be they're going to be good at running back, but it would be crazy. I don't even know, man.
But, dude, here's the thing. It's just like, you can just find those types of running backs everywhere. I'm going to be real with you. If I wanted a running back, I would just draft one out of the Mountain West every year. Every year, I draft one out of the Mountain West. I'd never pay a running back. A running back is not getting anything more than their rookie contract out of me. Think about how many running backs in the NFL are realistically should have like fulfilled their 2nd and 3rd contract to the fullest extent in the NFL right now. McCaffrey.
Yeah.
We always talk about how injured he is, but we'll say McCaffrey because he's awesome. Barkley, Henry, 3.
Those are the top. Yeah, those are like the top 3.
Right. So they're on their 2nd or 3rd contract. Keep thinking, right? James Cook's on his 2nd contract. It's his 1st year of his 2nd contract. So we'll give it to him now, just to add number 4 on there.
Who else? I'm trying to think. Ramondre Stevenson. He's been pretty good.
Yeah. No.
No.
Keep going, buddy.
Damn.
He got beat out in snaps by a rookie. That means he's not living up to his 2nd contract.
I mean, he got injured though. That's why.
Yeah, but he didn't get a starting spot back. They split carries full time. If you're on your 2nd contract as a running back, that means you don't split carries. So you're on 4.
I'm trying to think. I mean, James Conner has been pretty good until he got injured.
But his 2nd contract was the same price as his 1st contract. He's not getting paid a shit ton of money.
Kyron Williams, no.
1st contract. That's what I'm saying. There's 32 teams in the NFL. We can only name 4 running backs, and one of them's in the 1st year of that second contract that can live up to their contracts.
No,
I
don't know.
Bengals, no. Steelers, no. Ravens, no. Browns, no. Then you go Jahmyr Gibbs, 1st contract. David Montgomery, he's on his second contract, but he's a backup running back. I wouldn't say he's living up to that. He's a good running back, but if you're not getting enough carries, it doesn't matter.
You would say Nick Chubb?
Anymore, no. But here's the thing: is that contract? That's not like a second contract. That's, hey, bro, you blew out your knee. Let's see if you still got it, kid. Like, it's just it's a position where you get 5 years, 95% of the time. I'm taking you for 5 years. You're gone. It's dirty, but that's how it works.
You don't think Kenneth Walker? No, right?
I love Kenneth Walker. I think Kenneth Walker's on the only team that he's not a top 5 running back in the NFL. And I think that's just because they drafted Zach Charbonnet and were like, yo, we need him to get touches.
I would have said
I begged for us to pick him in the second round. His draft, I begged it. I didn't want Devon H. I wanted Kenneth Walker, and I think that was we will forever be screwed because we didn't get Kenneth Walker, because he would have fit that McDaniel offense perfect.
Well, that doesn't matter because McDaniel's gone. Who do you think is going to be the next head coach?
I had to guess right now, Chris Shula. If I got to pick, Mike LaFleur.
Let's say if it's LaFleur, do you think he'll stick with Quinn Ewers at quarterback or Tua at quarterback, or do you think they just scrap it all and then just try again?
It kind of depends. I think it more depends on what Stephen Ross really wants out of it. If Stephen Ross is like, hey, I want to try and see if I can get a playoff spot, which I don't know why he would think that, then I think you go and you ask for Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston?
Just because he gives you the high end, but it's a low floor. Like, it's something.
You went for Joe Flacco?
Please no. I've already done a Jay Cutler. I don't want Joe Flacco. I would. The last thing I'm doing is playing Tua now because you benched him.
McDaniels benched him.
Stephen Ross benched him.
That could also be until that comes out.
I'm going to say something, and if you're watching this, I can't see how many viewers or the chat or anything because I'm not signed into our main account.
Yeah, don't worry.
If you don't know how it works, if you're a quarterback they draft in the first round and they're paying a big contract to, the owner says if you're sitting. So the head coach doesn't get say in that one. The owner does. And if Tua got benched, it's because Stephen Ross said, yeah, that's okay.
Do you think they buy Tua out of his contract, or do they trade him away?
Okay, so if you want to see my main thoughts on all this, you can go look at my article on our blog page. I wrote a whole article about this. It doesn't make sense to buy him out until the start of the start of the 27 season. So not the season upcoming, the one after.
So 2 years from now.
Because the cap hit,
it's a lot.
Oh my God. If you think 60 million next year's bad, it would be 74 if you cut it.
Dang.
Yeah. So, and then next year would be 64.5 million cap hit.
Now, I'm not one for
it's not even a cap, it's just dead cap.
No. I'm just saying, I know that there's that clause that if he continues to like get injured or anything, that they can just clear him out and say like, oh yeah, we're gonna cancel your contract because you're a risk to your own health.
But I'm not even gonna get into that because as a person, he has 2 little kids, he has a wife at home. Like, I think what's best for him is, dude, you got a payday. If they buy you out, go home. Just go home. You got 2 little kids, you have a wife, you have too many health issues now. Just go home and be with them. Because Tua is 27 years old.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you got a long life. Don't risk it. You got the money now. That's just my opinion. That's just one guy that's in his bedroom with a ripped up chair's opinion.
Yeah, I got Captain America behind me, and I got Netflix in front of me too.
I got a hockey glove and hockey skates right here.
I've got One Piece.
All right, this guy.
I know, I know. Is there anything else that I missed since you were absent? Oh, I love the Gohan in the background.
Yeah.
What else? What else?
I've been here keeping up. Daniel just said, "Hey, we're not doing shows till January 12th." So I was like, "Oh damn," because I've been free to do shows. I finally had time because I wasn't doing school.
Well, if you want, you can join me on Friday at like 10:30 because we're gonna be doing the plug picks.
Picks of the week,
bro. You guys, you flaked on me the last time because of your mic.
Yeah, but I don't know what was happening with my mic. I'm gonna be honest with you, Jaka. I refuse to join that show right now. The last 3 weeks, I have lost about $150 gambling, and let's see if I have one. I'll see if I have my last loss. I can show you guys.
It's okay because it's not your money; it's my money.
No, it's my money.
There's on the show, it's my money.
Yeah, but then I don't get the winning, so I don't care.
No, yeah, I do. Yeah, whatever we win, I split it.
Oh. Yeah, I'm going on. All right,
yeah, like we cash out 10. We cash out 10K. I split it with all the guys. Bro, look! You think that's crazy, bro? Look at this. I did it. I did one just for today, just for college basketball for Monday night, where all the Division 1s and 2s are playing.
You want to see a tough bet?
What the? It's kind of blurry.
It's over 5 on teams to win that day. I picked 4 favorites.
Oh my god, they all failed.
Yeah,
bro, I literally put all college basketball, and I lost. I think 4 of them. Some came down to the wire, but I won majority of them. But that's it.
Jesus Christ! Let me see if I have anything good here. I have a couple decent ones, but. Yeah, I got nothing too crazy. This is a good one. This was a really good one. So this was $10, 6-leg parlay with 50% profit boost at plus 1,200.
Okay.
They took away one of Carter Verhaeghe's shots, so he didn't get 2 shots, which is what I needed. And then the Hurricanes got their 4th goal taken off the board, which would have let it cash.
Oh, okay. Carolina Hurricanes. Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I've been going through lately. Kind of want to.
This was on that Thursday night earlier in the season against the 49ers and the Rams. I hit I just came back from working, and I was like, let me watch the game. Let me see what's going on. And I totally forgot about the parlay, and I was just like, let me check what's going on. I haven't even checked anything. Bro, they all hit with that cash out.
Oh, damn.
Bro, I was hyped as hell, bro. And the game went into overtime, and I needed Kyron Williams and Christian McCaffrey to go under rushing yards, and I needed Tutu. I think it was Tutu Atwell to get 2 receptions. He had 1 in the second quarter, and then the rest of the game, he would not get a target. He would not get a target.
Yeah.
And then at the end of almost the very end of the 4th quarter, I kid you not, Blake, Matthew Stafford with a bomb.
Damn.
And he catches it. Boom. I was literally jumping out of my seat. I swear.
That's crazy.
But literally having that money in your account is it does wonders because you just it's like a pillow.
Dude, oh my God. I was doing Hard Rock slots with my sister's boyfriend. I threw $20 in, and after 5 spins, I hit for $193.
And you wasted it.
That's all the bets I made were on that 193. I put $125 on the Panthers to beat the Rangers.
Ooh, on the Winter Classic? Oh, buddy, bro.
Lost that.
You got that hometown.
Had to. It's a big game. You have to bet on it. Had to. Dude, they were minus 240. I was like, yeah, I gotta go for it.
You could have made your money on the Texas A&M and Ohio State games because Miami wasn't favored.
Yeah, but I thought we were going to lose to Ohio State, and I was scared.
Loki, we made Ohio State our bitches, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, Michael Irvin did. He took his belt off and everything.
Bro, when Julian Saiyan threw that pick six, I was like, Super Saiyan, I'm saying, I don't know.
It sounds like I went Super Saiyan earlier with my voice.
Bro, we're like, no. Bro, that was awesome. Well, that's gonna be the end of the show tonight, guys. Don't forget to tune in throughout the week for all of our shows with Blake and Brandon and Isaac and Daniel and all the guys here. I'm gonna add all of our socials so if you want to follow us on and track our stuff. This whole week leading up to the national championship, I'm gonna be tweeting out, reposting a bunch of stuff, any news that comes out for any Canes. You follow me on Canes Don't Stop. I will be posting the whole thing, like nonstop.
Let's go. I've been busy. The Panthers won 4-3. There's another road win, maybe. Come on.
Hey, let's go Panthers. I will be on Plug Picks like around 10:30 on Friday night. Blake says he's gonna join me, so he's gonna join me. Possibly we might get Brandon or Daniel to show up. I know Brandon is gonna be working, but again, I want to thank all of you for following and supporting us throughout this whole thing. I hope you guys have all a great 2026. We will not be having a show on Monday the 19th due to the national championship again. And I want to thanks everybody. Don't forget to support the troops. Blake, anything else?
Yeah. The classes are starting, but I've now put them in a way to where I now have Sundays completely available. So now I won't be falling asleep on Sunday. I'll be able to do my podcast. Let's go. He's back. It's going to be fun. We're actually going to have a lot of fun. I now have a committee of people. There's 7 of us, including me. And so we're going to have a committee every week, rank the top 12 teams in hockey. And that'll probably change every single week because you know how we are. Everyone in the committee is under the age of 30, so we all change our minds all the time, except me because I'm stubborn as shit. We're bringing back Beast of the Week. Everyone that I knew watched it that would text me about it. Loved that segment. So just us hyping one random guy in the NHL. Not random. If you watch hockey, you know him. But it's not like we're not saying Connor McDavid because he's on an 18-game point streak. He's Beast of the Week. No. We're talking about guys like Boogie Cousins, Nick Cousins, having 6 points in 2 games with 4 goals. He's Beast of the Week. So, it's a lot of fun over there. We talk hockey and there was a lot of big trades, which I didn't get to do a show for because I was going to sleep so I could get to school or go to work. But now we fixed it up so we can get back because I was pissed I didn't get to talk about that Quinn Hughes trade.
All right, you guys heard it. It's called One Timers, correct?
Yeah, One Timers, baby.
One Timers, guys, on Sundays. So we're gonna keep all of you guys posted on our socials. And thanks again for always supporting us. And have a great day. And
let's go, baby.
Support the troops.